compared to only 23% of underperforming salespeople. In comparison, 36% of underperforming salespeople either disagreed or were neutral about whether salespeople at their company were measured and held accountable, compared to 21% of high-performing salespeople.
Perfect. All right, who in here wants to sell well this summer? All right, so team morale, guys. That's all of our responsibilities, right? So yeah, if you guys want to do well this summer, like, don't let stuff like that slide. Like, in your apartments, the energy that you guys have, make sure that you guys are on top of each other, because there's going to be days where I'm having a bad week and I'm going to need to pick up, and I need you guys to be there for me, but it's always going to be vice versa, right? So let's keep a quick pulse on that, and let's stick together as a team this year, because these are the months that either make or break a team. I think that in the beginning it was like fun and dandy, we were like top office, and now it's like we've had some people go home, we've had some injuries, so I think that there's a lot of people kind of like almost writing us off a little bit. Like Arkansas and some of these other offices, like maybe they're getting a little like glints of hope. I'm not leaving this state if we're not top office, boys.
I'm with you.
So we got to make sure that we don't let the culture that we built die down, and that's going to be built on discipline too. Because it's very easy to ride the wave of like excitement when you first come out. There's new people, this, that, and the other. But anyone can kind of ride that wave and then just crash right when it goes down. Like, be that person that refuses to let it happen. You know, refuse to let your roommate sleep in. Like, refuse to let them slack on their study. Like, we all have to keep each other accountable. And that, right, like, maybe you're thinking of someone like, oh man, they're so annoying, they're always trying to wake me up for cabbage bowl every day. Like, that's the guy that you want to. Colin, just shout out to Colin. I told Colin that in the van. He's like, Colin's one of the most valuable people that I have, right? Because he's the one that's in the apartment, like, keeping the pulse on that, right? So I love guys like Colin.
Wake up, you lazy bastards.
Yes. So,
I'm always up. 8:30 sharp, I'm up.
Yeah,
Day,
you guys are-
but
I'm the one who wakes you up.
that's where it starts though. I see it every single summer. That's where it starts.
Okay.
Oh, I'm not gonna do the couch bowl. Oh, I'm not gonna go gym. Oh, that's stupid. I'm not gonna do that anymore. Oh, bang. I guarantee it, the numbers are going to go down with it too, once you start letting little stuff like that slide.
Those are the people that aren't here now. I mean, they didn't get on board with the team, they didn't see where we were headed, and I mean, like last summer, and we'll do this over the next coming weeks, but Mike is going to sit down with us and reassess our goals. That was one of the most valuable things I did in my summer, was halfway through I sat down, and Mike was like, okay, like you had a good week, you hit your first 10, you did this, and he's like, now you have to not let off the gas. Now, you can do 200, and I was thinking, oh man, I think I can do 150, and there was someone saying this, that, the other. It's like, no dude, no, stop. 10 every week, 200, you can do it, and like put your foot to it. So like, I think, and I did, because Mike helped like raise my vision where I was at, and the team around didn't die down, and so I want that for everyone else here too. Like, get your goals and like look high. And then now you have all the experience, now you know the product, now you know how to sell, now you know how to overcome objections. So don't be like, oh yeah, I'll just settle for 4, or, you know, like you should be at least 30, 40, 50% better than you were at the start of the summer, if not 100% better. So like what you were hitting at the start of the summer, like try and double that. Like if you were hitting 3, don't settle for less than 6. If you're hitting 4 at the start of the summer, you came in hot, don't settle for less than 8. And why couldn't you not hit those numbers that are double what you were hitting at the start of the summer, you know?
Yeah, don't accept where you're at, you know? Like, if you have a number that you wrote up there today, maybe in the meeting you were kind of like shy to say it, you know? Like, you don't have to be that rep, right? This week, you can change your whole perception of the summer. You could be, all of us have equal opportunity to be the top rep in the company. Everyone's at 0 right now, guys. Everyone's at 0. Right? So don't accept where you're at and like, oh, like, yeah, we've done a couple weeks and this is kind of where the board falls, and I'm kind of about this group and I kind of sell about that. That's where you're going to be, right? So like, make sure that, one, if you have like any like negativity, like let's break that today, like come to me, come to your managers and let's fix that, because honestly guys, like as a manager, or like, you know, like, I don't even know if to call it that, but I just accept it responsibility for, it just feels like we're all a team, but I guess I'm the general manager, and when people leave, I feel that's a failure. I feel like I failed, right? Because there's something here that I didn't do. So I don't want there to be negativity, and like if you have stuff where you're struggling, like I want to make sure that we did our job to make sure that you guys felt like you had the support that you needed. So whether that be extra training or whatever it is, I want us to, we're right at the halfway in the summer, so I want to finish stronger than we started. So, but yeah, just to recap, so a couple things if you guys want to be a high performer. Verbal acuity, right? So that's a lot of match and mirror, and speak to the communication level of the person that you're talking to. So sometimes that might need practice. Sometimes, you know, we're not used to talking professionally with somebody, so practice that. Achievement oriented, what does that mean? That means going over your goals, reminding yourself of your goals every single week. Situational dominance, right? So being relaxed and dominant as opposed to, what's the other one?
Submissive and anxious.
Submissive and anxious. If you feel like you're submissive and anxious, probably not selling well. So make sure you're relaxed and dominant. Inward pessimism, always think, what could I do better? Oh, I didn't do that well enough. I didn't do that well enough. Maybe I should have built a better value. Instead of blaming it on external factors, the hood sucked, I can't sell white people, I don't speak Spanish, like, oh, no, how do I learn Spanish? I'm going to learn a speech in Spanish that night. Okay, practice it with Caleb or someone that speaks Spanish. Okay, now I have a Spanish pitch. Like, don't let there be an excuse, right? Yeah, inward pessimism, figuring out what you can do better every single day. Making sure that you use your resources. Yeah, so if there's anything I can do, let me know. Keeping your morale high, so that is all of our responsibilities. Okay, as you guys, as a team, this is all of our responsibilities to make sure that the morale stays high. And yeah, if we can do those, whatever that is, 5 or 6 things, statistically we'll have a better chance of selling.
Like piggybacking off what Mike was saying, I was watching a great, it's like a little reel thing that I like to watch, and the guy was talking about like high performing entrepreneurs and what they do different to the businesses that fail. And every single person here, whether you're selling a lot or not selling a lot, there's a problem that you have in your life that, you know, whether it's the hood or the whatever you've got going on, like your knee or your whatever. And like low performers do exactly what Mike said. They basically blame external things outside of them, whereas like a high performing business person, entrepreneur, salesperson, whatever, they sit down and like, how can I create a solution to this? And they don't get overly emotional about it, but they look at a situation and like, how can I solve this? What can I control? What can I fix? Like, you know, if Maddie is busted out something, or Mike's got something going on, or there's something in your life, or family, or this or that, it's like even Coots, like we've all got reasons that we can blame stuff going on in our life, and I don't know what you've got going on, but like we can control like the morale on the team, we can control our sales, our pitch, what we know, but don't blame stuff outside. Like if you have a problem, you have a team here and a lot of minds, energy, strength, money, muscles that can help solve problems. And problems become easier when you sit down with other like-minded people that want to help you solve your problems. And so being in an echo chamber and like having all this crap bounce around in your head and not solve problems, you're just going to get overwhelmed quick. So sit down with people that are looking for solutions and want to help you progress. And that's why we have to sit down and do meetings. Like I have to meet with Mike, and Mike has to meet with Dan, and all of us have problems that we need to problem solve and work out. But you can't do that if you never talk to anyone, you stay silent, you never address the problems. Like mold grows in darkness and problems are the same. So you need to expose them, talk with people and solve them. So you're going to have problems and your numbers might be the problem, but there's problems behind the numbers. So you need to sit down and solve them, you know?
For sure. For sure.
Fire.
Facts.
We doing gladiator games and
Yeah.
prizes?
Let's do it.
I'm gonna throw out some merch because I've got the list for the merch from May. Let's see, and then Mike can calculate points while I do that.
Oh, so Saturday. Let's do the teams.
Yeah,
Let's go! I got it.
I think so.
I know I got one.
Give me it.
It's not Saturday.
So,
That's where we go.
Yeah, 2XL, 3XL.
Let's go.
You were crazy.
Never heard of it.
Nate, what did your team sell on Saturday? What did you sell?
I had
I like Safe Street.
3, 8, 8 plus 3 is 11, and then you had
6 finance went in,
so 14 plus 3 is 17.
and then another regular